Good morning, friends. It's Jessica from Three Rivers Homestead, and I'm coming to you from the garden where I've been doing a lot of work this week. We're doing a lot of garden prep, and while I was out here, something came to my attention, and I thought I would share this little lesson that I've learned in the hopes that you won't have the same outcome that I've had. So let me start by telling you that 2 years ago, in 2019, excuse the loud roosters behind me, in 2019, we had a serious problem with Japanese beetles. They killed all of our grapevines. They were working on destroying my blackberries, and they ate all of my pole beans that year. It was just a terrible year for garden pests, specifically Japanese beetles. But on top of it, it was a great year for monarch butterflies. This area behind me, right behind my garden, is what I call a milkweed jungle. There's so much milkweed growing there in the height of summer, and it normally has hundreds of butterflies. And any given day you can go out there and just see them fluttering around. What the children and I enjoy doing is picking off the little tiny caterpillars off of the milkweed plants. We take them inside and put them in a terrarium, and then we watch them pupate, and the kids enjoy then hatching the butterflies and releasing them. It's a really fun thing, and we can typically do hundreds of butterflies in a year. So in 2019, there was an abundance of butterflies. There was also an abundance of garden pests. So, of course, in an effort to be a good organic gardener, I was researching methods to get rid of these Japanese beetles without having to use pesticides. And I came across the idea of releasing more beneficial insects into my garden. So what I did is I purchased 5 egg cases of praying mantises off of Amazon, and they were delivered, and we hatched them indoors, which was also really fun for the kids to see all of the hundreds, thousands of little praying mantises that were released. We brought them outside, put them in the garden, and thought we were doing this wonderful thing. Well, 2020 happened last year, and we noticed there were no Japanese beetles, hardly any at all. We also noticed tons of praying mantis egg cases in the garden in the spring, which meant that those praying mantises that we released in 2019 were doing their job and mating and laying more eggs, and that we would have lots of praying mantises around to help us with our bug control. That was what we thought would be great. But in 2019, we found literally 0 monarch caterpillars. None. We didn't take a single monarch caterpillar inside to pupate. The kids were really disappointed. We still had the same amount of milkweed growing out here that would normally, for the last, the 3 years before, would have tons of butterflies, but we found none. It was really concerning to me. And I didn't put 2 and 2 together until this year. This week I was doing my normal garden cleaning, and I posted on Instagram that we were finding our praying mantis egg cases again, and that I was excited about that because, like I said, they had done the job of clearing the property of Japanese beetles. We literally had not a single issue with Japanese beetles last year. But what I came to find out, someone brought to my attention on Instagram that these egg cases are actually Chinese praying mantises that are an invasive species of praying mantises here in America. They are not a native species. So in my effort to eradicate myself of pests, I introduced a non-native species of praying mantises to my property that are now threatening to take over and kill all of the beneficial insects. I always knew that praying mantises could kill beneficial insects, but I thought that maybe I would bring some balance to the property and that we could have a good ratio of good and bad, Apparently, if you look at this egg case, see how it's kind of round? It's more like a ball. That is a sign of the invasive non-native praying mantis, and that's typically what they sell in most garden stores and on Amazon. I didn't know that at the time, or I would not have introduced this to my property. The native species of praying mantis is more of a long, kind of a cylindrical shape, and so normally, like last year, seeing these egg cases brought me a lot of joy, but now I'm in the process of trying to find them all and feed them to my chickens because I don't want these hatching this year. I'm hoping that maybe I can, if I find a lot of the egg cases and destroy them, that we can find some kind of balance where the Japanese beetles will be under control, but yet my monarch butterflies can flourish again this year because, you know, I enjoy the butterflies and we want them. They're also beneficial to the garden. They're pollinators and they bring us a lot of joy. And so I guess I wanted to share this with you as a warning that introducing non-native species to your garden can be an issue. A garden is all about balance. You want to have good insects. You want to have some bad insects for the good ones to feed off of. You know, everything needs to be balanced. And so I wish I had known what I know now, and I probably wouldn't have done this. So hopefully that'll spare you the same problem. If you are planning on introducing beneficial insects to your garden, make sure you know the source of those insects and what exactly you're going to be introducing. With that said, I'm going to get to work clearing some more of these. My chickens will really enjoy the treat of eating these tasty egg cases. Hopefully this week I can get another video out to you. I have some kitchen work that I want to share, but things are really busy around here right now in the garden, and so I'm just trying my best to get everything done. And with the children and everything, sometimes the videos are kind of at the bottom of the priority list. So be patient with me, and I'll get one out to you here soon. I hope you're having a blessed day and your garden prep work is going well. I'll talk to you again in the future. Bye.